inside this church, only this Christmas Eve night, I'll tell you a story of Bellville by Ryan with all my heart. Parts of the story may seem hard to believe, but it just takes a little imagination for this Christmas Eve. First, we must praise and sing a joyous song. So everyone, please stand and please sing along. Every ringer down in Bellville rang a beautiful song, except for Randy Ringer, who always got it wrong. Oh, come ye to Bellville. The ringers of Bellville put up with the sound, thinking the sound someday would be found. The sound seemed to get worse the closer to Christmas season, but now knowing, please don't ask why, no one knows the reason.
It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight.
Or perhaps that his ears weren't screwed on quite right.
Though for most of you this problem would seem pretty small, but in Bellville, bad ringing would ruin Christmas for all.
Ringers of Bellville, come and listen close. Here are some announcements that you'll need to know most.
There are a few things for you to know in Bellevue this night. First of all, worship services will continue tonight at 8 o'clock, 9:30, and 11 o'clock. So if you'd like to come to all the services, you're more than welcome. Good to have you here tonight, but if you'd like to come to the candlelight services, you will need to come to one of those services. Also, on Christmas Day, the service on Christmas Day will be at 10 o'clock. Right? 10 o'clock on Christmas Day, so there will be a service then also. This evening, later on in the evening, there will be a procession of gifts, and those gifts will all go to the Children's Hospital. So your offerings tonight and the gifts that are brought forward will be given to the Children's Hospital. I think that's the announcements at Bellevue tonight.
Except for that the service is actually at 10:30 tomorrow. See you then.
Bellville is the most wondrous sound. Charity Child is coming. She's the best ringer around. From north or from south, from east or from west, no one could outring her. She's really the best. Her ring, she rings from the heart. She rings with great cheer. The most beautiful sound you ever could hear.
Charity Child is coming. I hear nothing but the sound. Charity Child will expect that we all sound divine.
Charity Child is coming. My Christmas dream come true. Don't stop your ringing. There's so much to do.
He would practice and practice all through the night. Randy Ringer wanted to get his ringing just right. For tomorrow he knew would be the big day when all the ringers in Bellville would come out and play.
Oh, the noise! Oh, the noise! Oh, the noise!
That's the one thing he loved.
The noise!
And then they'd do something he'd like most of all. Every bell down in Bellville, the big and the small, would stand close together with their arms swinging. They'd stand hand in hand and the bells would start ringing.
Oh, they ring and they ring and they ring.
And the more Randy thought of this bell Christmas ring, the more Randy thought.
A new bell I must bring.
And then he had an idea, a wonderful idea. Randy Ringer got a wonderful idea.
I know just what to do.
Randy started to yell.
I'll make every ringer in Bellville their own brand new bell.
So Randy skipped off to his home far away to make bells filled with love for each one to play.
Ringers of Bellville, listen to me. You must stop Randy Ringer, don't you agree? Charity Child is not like Randy's ring, it's not a bit.
But how can we tell Randy Ringer to quit?
We'll tell him a story. We'll tell him a lie. That Christmas is canceled and we don't know why.
But Randy will cry and you will be sad.
But he won't ruin Christmas with ringing that's bad.
So Mayor Bellville went to Randy's Ringer's home far away, so he could tell Randy Ringer he wouldn't need him to play. He knocked on the door, and Randy answered with a smile.
Mayor Bell, what a surprise. Come in and stay a while.
I just came to tell you about Christmas Day. It has been canceled. We don't need to play.
Christmas is canceled? Why, what, how? Does that mean Charity Chime's not coming now?
Yes, that's it. Charity Chime can't come to town, so we're canceling Christmas.
Randy started to frown. As Mayor Bell left Randy's ringers home, Randy Ringer started to feel quite alone. He gathered up all the bells he'd been making, but soon realized why his heart had been aching. For Randy knew there was more to this season. Charity Chime's bell ringing wasn't the only reason. The real reason for Christmas came from above. So he continued to make his bells filled with love. Back in Bellville, all the town was a bustle. With so much to do, they all had to hustle. Cooking the food and decking the walls, planning the parade before the night falls. Charity Chime arrived with great jubilation, ready to play in sin and adulation.
Everyone stop and make your bells ring. Angels we have heard on high, maybe you will sing.
Sweetly singing o'er the
we've brought many.
And many they had, in all shapes and sizes. Some classic bells, and some surprises. Big bells and small bells, free bells and red. They filled up her arms, her hands, and her head.
The bell are giving you is not solid gold. This bell are doing 10,000 years old.
We've brought you all the best bells in the land. What else do you need? We're at your command.
Charity Chime was silent. She spoke not a word. They all listened closely, but not a sound was heard. Then Charity Chime started ringing all the bells around.
Thank you for the bells, but they're missing a sound.
Missing sounds strip me up high and low. All the sounds in between, all the sounds that we know.
Then maybe the sound isn't one you've heard of. The sound I'm looking for is the sound of love.
But Mayor Bell had one last bell to give, the most expensive bell to ever have lived.
I assure you, Charity Chime, this bell is the best. It is loved by all, better than the rest.
Mayor Bell started to ring, his arms wildly swinging. Then Charity Chime asked,
Mayor Bell, what's your reason for ringing?
My ringing is the most fabulous, and always in tune. The sound of my bell they call Bellville.
That's all well and good, Mr. Mayor Bell, but your reasons for ringing aren't very well. Is there a ringer in Bellville in any part whose reason for ringing comes from the heart?
Then Charity Chime heard a wonderful noise, a magnificently wonderful, wondrous noise.
What's that I hear? Where's the sound coming from?
Oh, that's just Randy Ringer. We told him not to come.
Town of Bellville, why would you do such a thing? Everyone, anywhere, should be invited to ring. And don't you hear that wondrous, wonderful sound? Only deep down in the heart can such a sound be found.
And from far away, Randy Ringer appeared, ringing his bell louder the closer he neared.
Bellville, Bellville, it's Christmas Eve. I brought you one of these bells to fill you with glee.
Randy stopped and looked all around and noticed that the celebration was going on in town. For a moment, Randy wondered why he wasn't invited. But Christmas was tacked on, and for that boost was right.
Randy Ringer, can you tell us the reason for ringing bells for the Christmas season?
Randy thought, and he thought, and then a light came on. I've got it, he said. I'll tell you in song.
So stand and sing with us, away in the manger.
Sing out, sing clear, for tonight, no one is restrained. gifts for the children's hospital to the ringers right here. Charity said with a smile.
Why don't you all sit down? This story may take a while.
Then Charity Chime told a wonderful story. A magnificently wondrous, wonderful story. It started with a star that shone so bright, and a baby, the Son of God, born that very night. Shepherds and wise men came from afar, following a magnificently wondrous star, to see a baby, a newborn king. Gifts and God's Son they all wanted to bring. Gold, frankincense, and myrrh for a start. But like Randy's bringing, they were gifts from the heart.
So you see, Randy Ringer is right about this season. Fancy bells and perfect ringing shouldn't be the reason.
This Christmas season should be about giving.
Loving each other and Jesus. It's our reason
For living. So ring her loud with
all your might, but don't let the real reason out of your sight.
As Randy Ringer handed his new bells all around, the ringers of Bellville started a wondrous sound. The wonderful sound filled the whole town around and above. The sound that they made was a sound filled with love. They stood close together and started singing. They stood hand in hand and the bells started ringing. A bell gift from Randy, around they will come. Please join in the bell choir in Silent Night with a hum. So take your bell and ring it proud. Ring for joy, for Jesus, and ring loud. Ring your bell and remember it for Jesus' love. For it's for everyone. You down here and you all up above. Thank you all for visiting Bellville tonight. Don't let the reason for the season out of your sight. blessing. It's now time for celebrating and no longer stressing. On this Christmas Eve, let your celebrations remind you to always keep others around you in mind. For there will always be others in need at the table. Food, clothing, or just a place to stay in the stable. May the Lord bless you and keep you this night. May the story of this infant Jesus, God of all might, remind you that even when you're feeling alone, God's Son came to us to heal, feed, teach, and atone. Merry Christmas to you, again and again. That's when all of God's people say, Amen.